students, hope you are well and working hard to achieve your goals. So welcome to your commerce class. So today we will start our next chapter, chapter 10, cooperative organization. As cooperative organization is also called a cooperative societies. So in this chapter the learning objectives are to understand the meaning and definition of cooperative society or organization, then features or principles of cooperative society, difference between joint stock company and cooperative organization, then we will learn organization of cooperative society, the different types of cooperative organizations. After that we will learn the advantages and disadvantages of cooperative organization. So today we will discuss the meaning and definition of cooperative society, its features, and then we will discuss the difference between joint stock company and the cooperative society and the organization of cooperative society. So first of all we will discuss some key terms that today we are using. So first of all we will discuss some examples of cooperative societies. For example, energy cooperative society, housing cooperative organizations or societies, likewise building societies, self-employed cooperative societies, likewise Amul is also the another example of cooperative societies that provides us a various help to their customers for providing the goods and services. Next one is state cooperatives in India. So like Amul, Mahanand, Veka, these are some examples of state cooperative societies in India. So what is cooperative society? It is a voluntary association of persons that work together with common economic objective and provide support to their members. Support is in the type of self-help or mutual help. These organizations work as non-profit and it pool the individual resources for group welfare, and there is a common benefit of cooperative societies. That is why it is called a cooperative society. Next key term is office bearer. So for example like chairman, president, vice president, these are the examples of office bearers. Means a person who holds a position of authority and responsibility in a government or other organization is called a office bearer. Next one is perpetual concession. For example like death, bankrupt, insanity, insolvency of members does not affect the existence of the company. Members may come and go, but the company can go on forever. It continues to exist even if all its members are dead. And the existence of company can be terminated only by the law is the perpetual concession. So now we will discuss the meaning of cooperative society in detail. So cooperative word consists of two words, co plus operative. Co means together and operative means to work. Thus cooperative means to work together. So the examples of cooperative organizations are like dairy, fish farmers, weavers and artisans, and other tribal cooperatives are the examples of cooperative societies. So a cooperative society is a voluntary association of persons who unite together to protect and promote their common economic and social interests. So any 10 persons can form a cooperative society. It functions under the Cooperative Societies Act 1912 and other state cooperative societies act that are provided by the central or a state government. So the main objectives of a cooperative societies are to provide a service rather than earning profit, then to provide a mutual help instead of competition, and the self-help in place of dependence. These are the objectives of cooperative society. So now we will discuss the features of cooperative societies. So the first feature is voluntary association. As in the meaning we say that voluntary association. So cooperative organization is basically a voluntary association of individuals seeking to improve their economic status through joint efforts between the members of the society. No one is forced to become a member or to continue as a member. There is a choice and a freedom that is given to the members that join the cooperative organization. Next one is democratic management. So the management of the cooperative society is based on democratic lines. A body of members is elected to conduct and control the business activities. Next one is legal existence. So just like a joint stock company, a cooperative society has a separate legal entity and the perpetual concession or perpetual succession. Next is liability. So the liability of members of cooperative society is restricted to the extent of the subscribed shares. Means what they own, they are liable only for that. But for this purpose, the society will have to use the word limited after its name. And that is why we can say that the cooperative organization is limited liability. Next, regulation and control. So a cooperative society is governed by Indian Cooperative Societies Act 1912. After registration, a cooperative society becomes a body corporate like a joint stock company and works like a joint stock company. Next is a service motive. So the formation of cooperatives is based on service motive rather than a profit motive. It provides the service to their members and not to maximize their profits. Next one is state assistance. So a cooperative organization or a society can grant or can get grants and loans from the state government so that they can run their business and perform their activities. So these are the features of cooperative organization. Next one is equality of voting rights. So the main principle of cooperative society is one man, one vote. All important decisions are taken by the majority. Majority means the members that are included in the cooperative organization, and each member has a one vote related to the problems that arise in the cooperative organization. Next one is disposal of profit. So a fixed return not exceeding 10% on capital can be paid by a cooperative society. The basis of distribution is the volume of business transacted by the members with the society and not in proportion to their capital holdings. Next one is cash trading. So trading on cash basis is another main feature of this form of organization. It is essential for its smooth working and success. There is no credit or installment transaction should be done in the cooperative organizations. Next one is transfer of shares. So the shares of cooperative society are not freely transferable. A member has to take permission from other members for the transfer of shares. So these are the features of cooperative societies. Next, there are requirements for registration of cooperative society. So first one is application with the signature of all members. Then there are various laws of the society that are name, address and aims and objectives of the society that is mentioned in the application. Next, name, addresses and occupations of the members. Then mode of admitting new members and share capital and its division. So these are the points that are described in the application while registration of the cooperative societies. And cooperative societies are registered under the Cooperative Societies Act 1912. So now we will discuss the difference between joint stock company and a cooperative societies or organizations. As we can say that joint stock companies includes various companies that are jointly held, like Hindustan Unilever, Johnson & Johnson. These are examples of joint stock companies. Likewise, in the cooperative societies, examples are like Amul, Veka, housing cooperatives and energy cooperatives are the examples of cooperative society. So the first difference is based upon its formation. As joint stock company, in this the companies are formed under the Companies Act 1956. But in the cooperative society, cooperatives are formed under the Cooperative Societies Act 1912 in general. Next base of difference is objective. So the joint stock company has a objective is to earn profits, but cooperative society has a service motive, means to provide services to their customers or to their members. Next is transfer of shares. So in the joint stock company, the shares of the public company are transferable, but in the cooperative societies, shares are not transferable but can be returned to the society. Next difference is number of members. So in the joint stock company, there must be at least 2 members in a private and 7 members in a public company. The maximum number in case of private company is 50 and unlimited members can be admitted in case of public company. But in a cooperative societies, there should be at least 10 members to form a cooperative society. The maximum number is unlimited and is as many as the number of shares. Next difference is liability. So in the joint stock company, the maximum liability of its shareholders is limited to the face value of shares held by them. But in the cooperative society, the liability of its members may be both limited and unlimited, depending upon the registration of the cooperative societies. Next difference is based upon distribution of dividend or profits. So in the joint stock company, dividend is distributed on the basis of shares held by the shareholders. But in the cooperative society, dividend is distributed on equitable basis, that is equal to all members irrespective of their shares held by them. So next difference is voting rights. So in a joint stock company, it includes 1 share, 1 vote is the policy regarding voting rights of the company. But in the cooperative society, it includes 1 member, 1 vote, and this is the policy that is adopted in the cooperative society. Next difference is management. So joint stock company is managed by the board of directors and professional experts, but cooperative society is managed by voluntary and honorary service of members. Next one is privileges. So joint stock company has no special privileges that are granted by the government, but in the cooperative society, many concessions and exemptions are granted to cooperative organizations by the government. Next one is motive. So the joint stock company, the main motive is company to earn profit, but in the cooperative organization or society, the main motive of a cooperative organization is to provide service to its members. Next one is membership. So in a joint stock company, a company closes the membership as soon as its capital is fully subscribed. Means the requirement is when fully accomplished, the company close its membership. But in the cooperative organization or society, the membership of a cooperative society is open at all times and new members have to pay some amount per share as old ones. Next difference is coverage. So in a joint stock company, in this a company members are usually drawn from different parts of a country and even from abroad also. But in a cooperative society generally draws its membership from a limited local area. So now the next we have to discuss the organization of a cooperative society. So its organization is based upon three basic points, that are: first one is members, second managing committee, and third one is office bearers or executives. So these are the main members that are included in the organization of a cooperative society. So first one is members. A cooperative is formed on the principles of which provide equal rights to all its members. The administration of the society rests with the general meetings, and the first annual general meeting must be held within the 3 months after the date fixed for finalizing its accounts for the year. And the elections of the office bearers and the committee, annual accounts, distribution of profits, etc. are the matters which are to be handled only by the general meeting and by the members of the cooperative society. Next one is managing committee. So managing committee has a work to look after the day-to-day administration of the society. That is why a committee is elected. The committee is known as the managing committee. The committee consists of those active members who have the time and ability to run the society. Even the skills, experience and knowledge should be considered while electing the managing committee. Last one is office bearers or executives. So office bearers includes like president, vice president, secretary and treasurer. So these are the persons that included in the office bearers. So the office bearers are selected by the members in its annual general meetings. They are entrusted with the execution of the cooperative programs and policies and even a daily administration. So this is the points that are included in the organization of cooperative society. The three members, first one is managers, then managing committee, and after that office bearers are helped to make a organization of the cooperative society. So now this is all about today's topic. So your homework is, your first question is, what is cooperative organization? Explain its characteristics. Then your second question for homework is, distinguish between a cooperative society and a joint stock company. And the third question that you have to write in your copies is, explain or write a short note on organization of a cooperative society. So go through the various links on a YouTube so that you can get a right knowledge or right information to write these questions in a better way.